Hi guys, Crazy Penguin here, and a small little treat for you. I know I mentioned plenty of times that I have dual comms lined up, and everybody wants to talk with me, and I finally got one for you. I'm speaking with iFlyILLINI right now,
Hey guys, how's it going?
and we want to, touch upon state of YouTube, Call of Duty specifically, and partnerships, and all that great stuff. So right off the bat, I just want to say you make amazing content, and through you, I've actually discovered who Yaush is. And when you think partnership, it's always been, oh, I want to get a contract with Machinima and make
Right.
money and all
Yeah.
this stuff. So I guess what's Yaush kind of about?
Well, Yaush is just a big community. They've got a website with forums and where people hang out and chat and stuff like that. But I think what they're mostly known for is their YouTube channels. And they've got Yaush Main, Yaush Reloaded, Yaush Alliance, Yaush Sports, and they've got all these channels that are specifically about different genres for people to post their videos and get exposure. And what I like about Yaush as opposed to Machinima is that they're kind of about the little guys. They're not looking for people with thousands of subs and thousands of views, although that is definitely a plus. But I mean, if you take me for example, I got partnered with them at 300 subs.
Holy cow.
I mean, you're not going to find that on any of the Machinima directors. Definitely not anybody with under 1,000 subs for sure.
Yeah, well, when you think Machinima, it's kind of, I don't want to say corporate or anything, but it's a little bit larger scale. They're in Los
Yeah.
Angeles and whatnot. It's kind of neat to see the little guys get a chance, because there's a lot of people out there with quality content, and they
Right.
just don't get a chance to grow or expand like somebody who started this back when COD 4 was around or
Yeah.
whatnot.
And it's hard because it seems like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, because when you have those thousands of subscribers, you've got more views, you've got more likes, and then when people search MW3, their videos come up first. So it's tough when you don't have that kind of subscriber base to get your content out there.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of reached out to you and a handful of others, is because networking is really, really powerful. If you want to grow your channel, and you're just posting videos once a week about how you pwned some noobs on Dome, you're not going to grow all that fast. But
Right.
when you start to talk with others and network and get to know people and kind of grow as a group rather than individually, I think it helps you get noticed, because if I like your content, maybe your subs will like my content type thing.
Yeah. And what I did when I first started is, as soon as I made a video, I went to as many websites, forums.
Exactly.
I posted my videos. And I mean, I think it's worked so far for me. I mean, I haven't been doing it a year, but I think 2,000 subs in the months that I've been doing this YouTube thing is not bad. I think that I've networked fairly well with people.
Well, that's another really interesting topic too, because I remember watching a video, and a gentleman was like, "Yeah, I got partnered, and if you wanted to do this and you got 300 subs in a year, one sub a day, you'd be doing really great." And I'm like, "Now wait a second, isn't that a little like unambitious? Like 356 subs in a year is, I don't know, okay, sure, it's an achievement of some kind, but I'm sure you could do a lot better if you put your heart into it."
Yeah.
And going out there and letting others know, say, "Hey, I made this. Come check it out. You might like it."
Yeah. A big way to network is definitely through Twitter. I think.
Definitely. And that's one spot where I struggle personally, is like I'll post like updates on Facebook for my personal life, but I find it hard for me to talk about my gaming life like I would on Facebook. It's kind of interesting, because I'll go to Twitter and I'll follow a bunch of businesses and keep up to date, and people are tweeting about their lives and whatnot, and it's always entertaining to see what's going on, but it's really hard to wrap my head around actually doing it myself.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is you can't, like, if you're following big YouTubers on Twitter, they've got thousands of followers, and you can't just say, "Hey, check out my video," and then leave a link, because they don't care. You gotta come to them saying, "I worked really hard on this. Just take a minute to watch it. Let me know what you think." And I mean, just really reach out to them. Maybe even talk to them a little bit more without putting your link, and just so they know your name.
Right, exactly. Well, people who have a larger subscriber base, they got to be a little bit more guarded because there's a lot of people trying to capitalize and trying to use them as a stepping stone and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, but it's true. I mean, I'm generally kind of blunt about these things, and when I reach out to somebody, I'm like, hey, please, I guess, could you try and check this out maybe just a little bit, stuff like that. You
Yeah.
got to be careful what you say and how you say it, because if you come off like, oh, you're my hero, do me this huge favor, and I'll never talk to you again type thing, isn't all that, genuine, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and another thing is, if you want to get a partnership, for example, with Yoush or with any network, you've got to come to them with an original idea. They don't just want some random YouTuber. I mean, great content is good, and all your subs are great, but you've got to have an idea. I mean, I came to OG Walrus, who's the community manager of Yoush Reloaded, and I told him I want to do the top 5 for Yoush Reloaded. And I only had 300 subs, not very many views, but he liked that idea, and now I'm doing it weekly on Yoush Reloaded and have been for the past 11 or something weeks.
Holy cow. Yeah, I mean, not to say that your personality won't get you subscribers and a following, but generally, people aren't going to watch you just because you do gameplay commentary. You gotta mix it up a bit.
Yeah.
You gotta do overlays and After Effects and all these flashy things to get people's attention. And it's unfortunate that you kind of have to go to that level, but it's also fun. It's a double-edged sword. If you're willing to take it that far, you can have a lot of fun with it. I know I personally, I really enjoy working in Photoshop, and like I used to make signatures and all kinds of stuff for forums, and it's entertaining. It's just like making a video. Why can't you go just a little bit further to entice people?
I mean, I don't think you're going to find anybody doing this only for the money. And if you do, their content's going to be terrible. I mean, for the money I've made, I wouldn't be able to live off of it, that's for sure. But I put hours and hours into the videos, and I mean, it's not about the money. So if you're in it for the money, you might as well just get out now.
Right. Well, I can understand like starting as a hobby and kind of ending up as a living, depending on how big it gets and whatnot. But it definitely shouldn't be a goal off the bat. You're not in it for the right reason. That's the absolute wrong way to go about it.
Yeah.
So I guess what do you have to do to get partnered? I mean, how do you get your name out there? How do you grow? What kind of things should we be doing to kind of stay out of the mundane and stagnant?
Well, like I said, original ideas are great because that's what people are looking for. They don't want to hear about your personal life over some boring MW3 gameplay. Whiteboy7 Street could do that. Woody's Gamer Tag could do that, but not somebody that has, not even 1,000 subs or something like that, because they're looking for tips and tricks and stuff that'll help them in MW3. Because you got to get more known than your sub base that you have now, than to get those kind of views on boring stuff like that. Not to say your life isn't boring, but it's not going to get as many views as some other stuff. But if you want to get partnered with Yoush, for example, you've got to go to the forums, hang out there, post your gameplay for people to look at, and then Yoush will find you eventually. But if you want to get your foot in the door, contact the people that run the Reloaded channels and or the Yoush channels. For example, OG Walrus, who runs Reloaded, Whack4863, who runs Yoush Main, and tell them that you've got an idea, and tell them to check out your content, see if they like it, and they'll see how enthusiastic you are, and you're gonna get that partnership.
Yeah, I guess as a final note, you gotta put your heart into it. You gotta actually want to do this for genuine reasons. You gotta put yourself out there. Let people get to know you, but also offer them something that they can't get someplace else and be creative with it.
Yeah.
And I think that pretty much wraps it up. If you guys have questions, I'm sure we could do a follow-up. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.
See you later.